Hello, welcome
Boom.
to episode uno, dos, tres.
Catros.
That's episode 3 of the Egg on Your Face podcast, because I know you guys can't speak French like me, innit? So.
You said 4.
I thought he was just counting upwards.
Oh.
But yeah, welcome, episode 3 of our podcast.
Yo.
How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? We know how it goes.
Good.
It was
I was
good.
ill, so I did nothing.
Again.
Oh, actually, I do have a little story, though.
Mhm.
So I was watching was the Chelsea-Tottenham match. I was just flicking through my phone. I got a message in my group chat. And do you ever get sent those videos where it's like clickbait, and then it's just porn?
Oh, and it's like, it will show you something really loud. It's like,
And then obviously I'm in my living room with my dad, all ill, just sitting there, and then my legs are wide because I'm just like having a little old stretch. And then and that comes on, it's like My dad just looks at me like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, mate?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Alright,
that was
well,
the
that's just a
highlight
part.
of my weekend.
Solid. How about you, mate? What's your weekend saying?
It was very good. Not much happened really, other than I just started on a TV show.
Oi, tell him.
Hold the applause, please. Too much. So I was doing security on and Dex Saturday night takeaway. And I was on for a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 milliseconds.
Mate, it was a solid
as
performance.
I held the door open for them at the
What
very
an actor,
beginning.
by the way. The way you
Oh,
pulled
mate.
the door open was phenomenal.
You know the depressing thing was that took 3 takes.
What, did you just keep missing the door handle or something?
The first time I did it too late, and then like Declan was like, "Where too late there, Leo?" I was just like, "Sorry."
And also, like, I feel like
You don't even get my whole face. You just get my nose.
you look
my
so,
big old nose.
You look so serious in it. You're
Yeah.
there just like...
Were you more serious in this one compared to the one on Good Morning Britain? Do you know what he's like?
Oh, I thought I just
when
had to be serious.
Phil comes up next to him and he's like...
I thought I was just supposed to be serious the whole time. But,
Nice, very cool, man. It was good, though. It was good.
fun. How about you? How was
It
yours?
was good. I had a good weekend. I got racially abused, didn't it?
Oh, God.
All right, so I wouldn't say...
Tell the story.
Yeah, I
Give
would
us
say
the deets.
not necessarily racially abused. It's open for debate. So I was filming a piece of content for my work, and these are like street interview videos.
Yeah.
So I went down to the Crystal Palace Stadium, and I was asking fans, how should we tackle racism in football? And of course, if you go down to football, it's almost like a different world. Have you guys ever? You guys have been to football matches before, haven't you? Like.
Yes.
You could say it's a different world.
Do you
when
have
you
to talk to me like I'm some type of like I don't know tourist? Like
You've watched
have
the
you ever been to a
football,
Have you seen the football?
but have you though?
Yeah,
We used
When?
to go together.
yeah. We used to go all the time.
Used to go watch Fulham play.
Yeah, because we cheap tickets.
Didn't you used to play for Fulham?
Well, I had like trials when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What for
fair.
Fulham?
Yeah.
Fucking glory hunter. Carry
Yeah.
on.
Riyad Mahrez
Wasn't
over
good
here.
enough.
Anyway, carry on, mate.
Yeah. So sorry. Where was I?
You were at Crystal Palace.
Yes. So I went up to a section of the Palace fan base who were, of a certain stereotype. I don't want to actually say these people are like this, but it's a typical kind of football hooligan, middle-aged Caucasian males, and Caucasian, and
They were white blokes.
yeah, pretty much. So basically, I walked up to them and I explained what I was doing, and I was, sort of just saying, I'm asking fans, how should we tackle this? And straight away, one of them was just like, nope, nothing you can really do about it, mate. When you go into them turntables, it's a completely different world, and you're gonna pick. If you're black, you're gonna be picked on because you're black. And I was like, right, okay. And the thing is, it's very easy to look at it like and go, but put yourself in their world of football being such a huge thing to these people. It sort of, I don't want to say it gave me an understanding. It just made me think of it in a different way.
I like from their perspective, they probably think of it doesn't affect me. Why should I care? Why should I waste my time when I can't change it?
Exactly,
Blah, blah, blah.
exactly. And so,
Yeah, very true.
so I was with these guys deciding on where to film this interview, and this guy came out of nowhere and starts pointing at this tree ages away and starts going, "Why don't you go near the tree, Rob?" I don't know if this guy's name was Rob, but we'll say it is for the sake of the story.
Sorry, Robs.
Yeah, like so he goes, "Go by the tree, Rob. Why don't you go film by the tree? Go film by the tree, Rob." Exactly like that. And I looked at it and I was like, it wasn't anything awful. I'm not going to come back and be like, I've been racially abused, boo-hoo, sad me. But it was a bit weird. It made me feel uncomfortable.
All right, so you told us this a bit ago.
Yeah.
And we thought of it in two different ways.
Yeah.
So in which way do you think they were racially abusive to you? Because I just thought of you and a tree. Clearly, that's not that racially.
You just look like
abusive.
a tree, mate.
You look like a tree. Why don't you stand next to the tree, mate?
I feel like it was...
And the alternative is, they're saying you look like a monkey and you should go up a tree.
Yeah.
Which I think sounds more relevant. Why would they just randomly bring up a tree?
This is what I'm saying.
True.
That's why it was like, as I said, he's not... there's far more nastier things he could have said which would have been more blatant.
How nice of him.
Yeah, exactly.
He left it
this
to
is
more
what I'm
timid
saying.
form of
So,
racism.
exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's one of those things where, they'll probably be like, oh, mate, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. But it was very weird. Like, I came home, literally, I sat down with my mum for ages and was just talking about it. Like, just trying to get my head around it because, I don't know, there was almost like a part of me that almost said to myself, oh, it's not that bad, so it's all right.
No, you shouldn't have to do that.
But it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's actually how I was like beginning to take it. I was actually trying to rationalize with
There must be people
him.
in their fan base that are like that though.
I've seen
that
it.
just accept it.
Yeah.
At this point, which is such a shit way or word to put in
No.
that category to accept things.
But I think
You
the
shouldn't
interesting
accept
bit
it.
of the story you told us was later on when you had just one of them. Do you want to go into
Right.
that?
Yeah, of course. So from that bit, I interviewed the friend, but sort of made a decision of I need to get away from these group of people because obviously I had a job to do there. I wasn't in any immediate threat, so I still wanted to get the interview. So I crossed over away from the group with this other guy who was laughing along with all these, hooligans, yeah. And then when I interviewed him, gave a really reasonable answer saying that the players need to sort of take a stand and come off the pitch. I stopped recording. He shook my hand and said, "Big respect for what you're doing, mate. Like that's really, really great." And that was it. Perfectly fine as pie. Like take him away from that world. He was actually a really nice guy and respected.
It's just like his friends are egging him on.
Well, what does it say?
What's that thing when it's like a group mentality? No, what is it?
Locus effect.
Mob mentality.
Mob mentality.
Okay, all right.
Like when everyone's together, you create a different persona.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've definitely been in scenarios where I've seen like someone else say something massively racist, and I don't do anything about it. And I think maybe it's a case of being shocked. Maybe it's being a case of being surprised. And I think a lot of white people are like that. And it's not good enough though, is it really? Because if someone does something wrong, you should really call them out. I get obviously like certain groups of people when they're very close friends, they'll have like a certain type of banter, won't they?
Exactly. Right,
but these guys didn't know you and they didn't know where you are. They didn't know what lines you have in the sand of where you cross and where you don't. So therefore it was way out of order. And so, I don't know.
So I look at it
just
like
because
this.
it's in football doesn't justify it. Like, you're still in society.
Yeah.
And football should be better than society. We should be looking at football and think this is a better thing than
I think
a reflection.
I think what it is that actually this whole racism in football argument is we're looking at it wrong. I think we thought we got to a point in society where it was gone, and I think what we're just seeing is that it never left. Like it was always there.
We're only hitting like the tip of the iceberg. We're gonna see like really once we get into like more into it, it's so much more.
I think also like
and at a deeper level, I reckon we'll see within clubs how bad it actually is as well.
Do you think it could get as bad as say like countries like Italy and did you guys see what happened with
England
the guy that played
will
for
never
Porto?
be as bad. Yeah.
No,
Will never be as bad as it is in Porto because they're in another world, like the way they treat.
I think that's a danger as well, because do you remember
and
when
the
England
media especially, like they treat like racism like it's so casual.
Do you think?
Yeah,
well, no,
like there was that whole thing with
yeah.
Lukaku and Smalling in a newspaper, and they called him. Oh, I can't remember. It was.
If we can
put
find
the
it, we'll
paper
put it up on
and
the screen.
It's just blatant racism.
I think there's a massive danger though.
Oh, it was Black Friday sale. That was it.
God, Jesus,
Like fucking
Yeah,
hell.
yeah. Mad.
Like
Which
who
paper was
says
it?
that? I don't know. It was like some Italy.
Italian, yeah.
I
mean,
feel like a massive danger we have is, do you remember with the England-Bulgaria game, how virtuous we got as a country? And we were like, oh, look at those horrible Bulgarians being racist. And they were being horribly racist. But we sort of, what we did was we sort of looked at racism and thought, it's something which happens over there and it doesn't happen
We
here.
don't look at ourselves.
When in reality, we're just as fucking bad. And I think one of the reasons we don't think it's as bad is because of political correctness. Because political correctness almost disguises a lot of people's racism, and it sort of like puts it underneath the carpet and sort of like, you know, tucks it away, so that people say stuff like, "Oh, you don't want to go to an urban area," and you know what that means.
Mate, I hate
you know what that means?
so
That means you don't want to
black
go to a
area.
black
You don't want to
area.
go to a black area. Just say, do you know?
Don't want to go ends, innit?
Yeah, like I fucking hate that word, but it's it's. Yeah, so I don't want to seem like I'm attacking the left again, but it is this fluffy virtue
I know I'm dressed like
world.
I'm some type of woke
individual
today.
trying to make a fashion statement with one strap.
Guys, we need to do something about race. Okay.
But it's it is sort of that, isn't it? It's this over the top, like PC, fluffy, everything sunshine and roses, and if it's not, I'm gonna fucking kill you because you don't agree with me, blah, you need to act this way, blah. It's just showing how it's gone too far, and it's papering over the cracks rather than looking at the real fucking issue. Yeah, exactly. Let's actually look at the country. Like you said, we do a lot of people tell others how to act, and we criticize other countries, but we don't even look at our own. Like,
Racism's a big issue. We've got a history of, you know, colonizing other countries and just going, that's our stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, although with that one, that opens up another can of worms, because we as a nation seem to take responsibility for a lot of that. But when you say we did this, we didn't colonize nothing. Like, that was the elites and the big, you know, the royal family. People, we didn't do none of that. And we take that on. English people be like, we're such a horrible country. Mate, I didn't do nothing. I'm from a working class background. When that shit was going on, my family were in workhouses, like, being killed. Like,
where, like,
mine as well.
People take their fucking, like, British pride to the, like, grave. Like, that's a different...
I don't think we do that enough now. I think we've got this fluffy middle class, like, no offense, like, mentality that that actually takes the sense of English culture away. It stops us from actually saying I'm proud to be British. We can't even wave fucking English flags anymore, mate. Like,
I don't really care to be honest.
But you should though. As an English man, you're
an English man.
I'm an English man.
Whatever
do
you are.
Do you feel English?
No.
But what? So you identify with
You support England in the football.
Yeah, I guess.
So so that's how he feels English then, because he supports him in the footy.
Actually, that's probably the only possible way I would. Yeah.
Okay.
Fury versus Wilder.
Yes.
Boom. What did I say? I said it would be a knockout.
I said,
even though it's a TKO, I said it was going to be around the 6th, 7th, 8th round. And what happened?
Hold on. No. I'm gonna bring up a little flashback to our last episode. I believe I actually said 7th round TKO exact. I don't I think there's just gonna be that Tyson's gonna get that second win vibe again, like he did the last round, and I think
push for it.
Just push it, and he's just gonna get that. I don't know, man. You know what? I have no fucking idea. I'm changing my mind as I keep thinking about it. All right, I want Tyson to win. I want the success story of mental health. I want all of that. Tyson to win, 11th round knockout. There we go. Decided. Don't ask me
I reckon
again.
you should put a bet on
Don't
it.
ask me again. I remember you being like, "Ooh."
No, I did, didn't I?
I remember you saying knockout. I can't remember which round.
I said it was
I
in
think
the
I was
early rounds.
closest.
Anyway.
I said round. Wait, what round was it?
It was
Oh
7th.
my god!
Sorry, I said round 8. There we go.
I'm pretty sure I said.
What do you mean? Oh my god!
I said round 8 as well.
way, and I said it
I did.
I think we both actually said it. That's
Did
the
we?
thing.
The point is, it was brilliant. We're all incredibly happy for
Yeah.
it. I wanted him to win. I was unsure because I didn't know what
Man's
Wilder was going to bring to the
bullied
table.
him.
But he just
crazy.
destroyed
Bullied
him.
him.
And that's
Crazy.
I've never seen a fight where someone was so one-sided, but yeah, I just enjoyed it so much. Because he was just so dominant and it was so intelligent how he put his weight.
Yeah.
Like that weight gain, he put that weight on
During the
Everything,
clinches. On the
yeah.
clinches.
on Wilder.
And it just made him even
that
more
made him
tired.
exhausted.
And you could
those little
see
jabs.
His legs wobbling.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
You could see them just go, ooh.
Oh yeah.
And every time he dropped, it's just.
Do you know what it was for me though?
He's a phenomenon.
Do you see how he's a
Phenomenal.
phenomenal. You see how you said you've never watched a fight before where it was so one-sided and you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
I've actually never watched a fight before where it was so one-sided with the sense of at any split second Wilder could turn this around.
Yeah.
Oh, look, all right, look, I know he didn't.
But he's the only guy that can pretty much do that
I was
because
still
he's
nervous.
got that right fucking hand.
But he was trying to set it up. Like, you could see it throughout the whole time. It just didn't...
But that's his plan. He normally takes fights where he'll take that one shot, but that one shot is it. Like,
But the fact
like the
is-
last fight, he thought he was almost pretty much 100% sure he won that fight when Fury went down.
we all
But he's
thought that,
got
though.
nothing to say because, like, look, Fury was not far away from him. He didn't have like a massive reach. He was very close in.
Oh, yeah.
For a lot of that fight, which really surprised me because I thought he was going to be, he was going to keep a bit of distance. He was going to be a bit defensive, a bit like when he beat Klitschko. But no, it was like I just wasn't
outboxed
expecting
him.
it.
He changed trainers, didn't
And
he?
Wilder's coaches, they did not back
They
him
threw
up
it in.
at all.
They threw
They
it
didn't
in.
do anything about his cuts.
No.
They didn't do any. They weren't really giving any advice. You can hear it, and I think it shows the difference of British fighters and American fighters at this moment in time. I know I'm gonna chat all day, but
I'm thinking, where's
the
this
American
going?
commentators I was listening to,
They were salty.
They've
They
never
were
seen
salty
Wilder
as
just get
hell.
dominated like this because let's be honest, Wilder has fought a lot of fucking bums. Okay? They're big old bums. And like carry on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, what part did you think they were salty in? Because I got that vibe from them as well.
It was- well, the second knockdown especially, but like
Well, they said like there was an illegal punch by Fury
their-
behind the
their
head,
legal
which I guess
point
maybe you
as
could make the
well.
argument.
I felt like
not a legal point, the point taken away.
Yeah. I felt like the referees and a lot of the decisions was leaning way towards Wilder. Like,
They'll give it. It
like,
was
you
giving
could-
Wilder like a lot of room.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, what was the point deduction for? What was it even for?
It was an illegal punch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't.
But
I
was
think
it
it was
though?
back to the head. It was
Right.
a slap. It
At
wasn't
the
really,
time, obviously, it was
but-
so fucking late. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I was a bit delirious. But
We all were.
like it didn't look like anything when I was seeing it, and it did just feel like they were trying to lean it towards Wilder. And you know how? Look, don't let the W distract you from the fact that Fury was fucking robbed in the first round, the first fight.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, was there a little bit of potential tampering going on that just didn't quite see its way through
Doesn't
because
fucking matter
Tyson was that
because
fucking good?
Fury
Yeah, I don't
fucking
care anymore. I don't
smashed
care.
him.
He's done it. He's moved on. The question is, what's going to happen now? Are we going to see another fight, which was
Already planned the third
planned?
one. Yeah.
Well, I think they've got 30 days to
Decide.
challenge
Yeah.
Fury, and Fury may take
Has
it.
he
but
even said
AJ is the big
Fury.
factor.
Since the fight because
Who?
he didn't
Wilder?
go to the
Fury is talking about.
No, I'm talking about
Wilder.
Wilder.
Oh, sorry.
Wilder.
go on.
Because
No,
he didn't turn up at the press conference after, did he?
No, he didn't. I mean, Wilder's team, they're saying because they know
He had to
this
go
will
hospital,
be
though,
the only
wasn't
way
that
he'll make
why?
any money.
I don't know.
I thought because I remember at the end of the match, the commentators were saying,
No,
"Oh,
there's
he's
people who
going
have
to
had way
hospital."
worse injuries who've done.
Well, they might well have done, but like they have to be. He might have just done it as a precaution. I mean, his
think
ear was fucking like
Oh,
split
God,
by the
yeah.
end, wasn't it? And his lips had like tripled in size, mate. They'd gone from being pretty big anyway to
to Ched size. Let me get a bit of that lip gloss.
Oh man, no! Oh my god, we're gonna get banned. Anyway,
no, we're not. We're not.
You know what fucking pissed me off though? After it happened, was Frank Warren. What's the first thing Frank Warren does in one of the interviews because I really want to see an AJ Fury fight.
Everyone
what does
does.
Frank Warren do? Says, "Oh, you better be a 70-30 split, Fury's way." And as soon as you're saying that, you're basically saying, I'm going to be an absolute dick in any sort of negotiation in organising a fight.
This is the problem with
Fans
boxing in
want
general.
a fight
100%
between
man.
AJ and Fury. They want someone to have all the titles. They want the two best to fight each other. They don't want this fucking bullshit. And if that's going to happen, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren need to fucking grow a pair, have a bit of humility, and just fucking stay the fuck way. Make it 50-50. You're both going to make
We
heaps of
don't want
money
to wait
regardless.
2 years for
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
wait 2 years for this.
No.
They're both right now in their prime.
Yes.
Like, right
we
now.
don't
it's
want
like
a Mayweather-Pacquiao scenario
Oh,
where
yeah.
Pacquiao fights later on when he's close to 50 and it's just
And
a
they just
boring
get
shit
pumped.
fight.
Yeah. I think like I think there's only 3 people I think that should be in this conversation, right? And that's Fury, AJ, and then I know I said this in our preview. I'm going to say Dylan White as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think it's so unfair. That guy's been overlooked. I said this in our preview before, but like, yeah, I think those are only the 3 people in the conversation. I do just want to say as well, big shout out to Fury on the mental health side of it and the whole story as well, especially after the week that we've had with Caroline. It's just great to see someone overcome so much and absolutely smash it.
From where he was as well.
He was 28 stone, bro. Like, think about how much do you weigh?
I think like 11 or 12 maybe.
I'm 11, so I reckon.
No.
I'm 11 exactly. I'm probably a little bit less.
Like 10 then.
Yeah. But imagine that, like 3 of us.
He
that's how much he
me.
was.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
Right now, obviously.
Crazy.
No, it is incredible that he overcame all that.
You weigh 11. You must be way more than that.
No, I'm
Stop questioning what people say. It takes up so much of the. That's what happened.
Am I not allowed to have a fucking conversation?
No.
God, I think you lot.
Not on his fucking weight.
I think you lot should have a boxing match.
You're
There's a
fucking
lot of
no
animosity
way.
going on.
I'd love that.
Check out, mate. You're a big dosser.
Oh wait, you weren't there in that part in when we're in Thailand when there was that boxing ring.
No.
Oh my god.
We could have had our fight.
Oh my good. So
you big dosser.
So no, you know what? That's a good little story we can tell there. So when we all went to Thailand, how long ago was that?
2017.
2017. So our group of
3
mates
years
as
ago.
well, yeah. And we were in, where was that? What place?
Wasn't it?
Koh Phi Phi, yeah.
Was it in Koh Phi Phi?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't in Phuket?
No.
Phuket.
Yeah, it was Koh Phi Phi.
So
left that hell.
Yeah, fuck me. Anyway, so yeah, it was Koh Phi Phi, and there was this. It was like this Muay Thai boxing, and they let the audience members come in and fight each other as well, so you could like fight your mates. Play fighting. Some people did take it seriously.
I would have went for you, mate.
Yeah.
I would have went for
Imagine you two now in that boxing ring would be amazing. Make it happen, Eddie. Anyway, so moving forward.
I love Wayne. I know Wayne for a long time, so we would never fight each other.
I will take you out, mate.
Amazing. Right. Anyway, moving on from your feud. What should we move on to? Love Island was a bit fucking trash, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. That was.
Thank God.
I mean,
that's
nothing
finished.
surprising. Nothing surprising.
Sophie and Finn winning it. No, Sophie and Finn.
Paige.
Paige and Finn.
Yes, Paige and Finn.
That'd be surprising. Sophie just turning and going, I had it all along. Anyway.
So basically, they did a whole soppy last episode. Although, actually, I thought the tribute to Caroline was lovely. I will say that much.
Nice.
Yeah, you
I
could see
thought
Laura
that
Whitmore was a bit broken. And,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
not broken, but
she's upset, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Not
they were
broken,
really good
sorry,
friends.
I didn't mean that.
No, but it's still it's perfectly valid.
Not like you offended her.
Yeah, it's all good.
She's not going to listen.
Yeah, but so from that, I thought the show was really like quite boring. I'm happy it's done.
Yeah.
Shall we just move on?
Move on, yeah.
Congratulations,
Do you want
Paige
to
and
talk
Finn.
about Spielberg?
Yeah, so, well, I want to know you guys, because I think an extra little bit we can add to this podcast each week is we have someone of the week who has egg on their face.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a nice little bit we're going to add. I think we need a little bit of intro music to add to it. I don't know.
Go on then. No, I'll tell you what. No. I'll tell you what. You're going to do it right now. I'm going to count down from 3, and the first tune that comes to your head will be the theme tune for this. 3, 2, 1.
And you got that yummy, yummy.
What even is that?
That's Justin Bieber. Yummy.
You lot were both having a go at me for this off camera for not knowing this song. It sounds terrible.
Justin-
Look,
it's a very well-known
I wish
song.
I was in your place and I've never heard it before because it's
very
trash.
well-known song.
It's
Quality
awful.
guy, Justin
It even
Bieber.
sounds awful.
yeah, I mean,
Justin, if you want to, come on our podcast, you're welcome at any time.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure that's the first thing he's thinking when he doesn't ever watch this.
Who knows? Anyway, so my nominee of the week is Steven Spielberg, who technically has not done anything wrong, well, as far as we're aware. He may just be very bad parenting skills, but his daughter has come out publicly and said that she is now a erotic dancer and porn star. So she will now be doing a lot of porn
There's nothing
movies.
wrong with it, though.
Yeah, hold on. Why is she? Who's getting the egg on their face
I don't know
here
if
right
you
now?
guys are ever going to have kids, but I'm pretty damn sure I don't want my kid to become a porn star.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think if
There's things you don't want in life, but if it happens, it
There's
happens.
Chris Rock had a famous little comedy bit where he said, "As long as you don't get on the pole, I don't care." And I think that's the thing. I don't want my daughter ever doing anything which is going to involve having sex in public or doing anything vaguely.
It might not be in public. It might be behind closed doors.
It's a porn film.
So what? So they're just out on the street fucking smashing it?
It's online.
Yeah, but... Okay, it's out to the public, but it's not in public.
Okay.
That's what... The way you worded it was like that.
Do you know what? Right, my opinion of this, I'm so like half and half with this because I do get what you're saying, but equally, I
Do
feel
you be
like,
fine with your daughter being in porn?
Hold on, have I finished my sentence?
Sorry.
Right, exactly. I feel like, all right, look, I probably wouldn't like it, but I think people should be allowed to do what they want to.
Sex work is real work, isn't it?
That's really hard, you know. Like, yeah.
I think I wouldn't care in the end. I'd come to terms with it.
Fair enough.
Do you know how confused I am right now? Because half of me is like, I feel like she should do whatever she wants. Like, you know, she's our own woman at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Equally, I'd want her to almost respect herself more.
Yeah,
as
I
a
do get
woman,
that.
As a woman. But equally, at the same time, who am I to judge? Do you know how confusing that is? Whoa.
It's a difficult.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
That is so, maybe I've got egg on my face.
Well, anyway, being that she did this, I thought maybe it would be a good idea to think of potential porn films and porn titles, to be exact.
These are going to be so bad.
So bear with me whilst I open the old phone-a-rooney.
His old phone-a-rony.
So we all know Spielberg's movies. I'll do a nice little easy one to start off with.
Are we guessing the movie? Like what it's...
No, you don't have
it's
to guess it.
literal.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
So,
sorry, go on.
E.T., we all know E.T. E.T. the extraterrestrial. I thought maybe E.T. the extra testicle.
Then
I thought Indiana Jones and the Temple of Boobs.
Very good.
Then I thought
That could have been so much better.
instead of Saving Private Ryan, Fondling Ryan's Privates.
Okay.
that one's better.
Yeah, better.
Schindler's List, Schindler's Fist.
Okay.
Jurassic Park, Jurassic Wood.
Oh.
And to finish it off,
That was a bit...
the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant, the BFG, the Big Friendly Gilf.
Oh, Gilf. Oh, okay. Right.
We all like a bit of Gilf, don't we? Maybe not.
Would any of you date a porn star?
Absolutely not.
No? Why?
No.
So,
Okay,
it doesn't
wait.
make any sense. You want your daughter to be
I
a porn
said
star.
I was confused. I never said I wanted my daughter. I said
don't
I
wanna
was
date one.
confused. I said I said I wouldn't date one.
Right. Yeah.
What about if
I
she
wouldn't.
was out of the porn industry for like 3 years? Like she was done with it like 3 years running.
I think for me, the potential repercussions of that in the future. Say I went the distance, wanted to have kids and all that shit. I wouldn't want my kids finding their mums in a porno, would I? It's not ideal.
Yeah,
I
true.
don't want them going
difficult-
to school and imagine
What
what the
about
kids
you?
would
Would
say.
you?
Well, it's a difficult life being a porn star because if you leave it, it's still up online forever, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
like you sort of you're fucked, aren't you? And it's like, and imagine if you're in that job interview and like the guy just looks at you and goes, "Have I seen you before?"
Oh
God! Oh yeah, you had that guy spunking on your face for 2 hours.
Oh God.
Right,
Yeah.
Sorry, someone just looked
Well, you-
at us.
Like that person had a
Just having
kid,
little
mate.
look.
Was there someone actually?
Anyway, would I date a porn star? Probably not, no. I have dated a stripper, but that's not really the same.
Look at
is
this
it?
guy. He's been waiting to tell that story.
Yeah.
hasn't
Flexing on us with all his strippers and shit.
Well, technically, I didn't really date her. Like, we had like a one night stand, and then we sort of spent the day after, like, just having like breakfast and shit.
he? He's definitely been planning to tell this story.
No, I haven't.
No, I'm joking. So tell us more. So you...
What counts as dating?
It's not.
That doesn't count as dating.
Isn't
the
that-
breakfast after counters?
No, that just sounds like a fucking one night stand, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
fair
that's...
enough.
Da-
We spent
what
a
is
bit
dating?
long.
Dating's
Pardon?
like
Dating, we go out on dates, isn't it?
yeah.
Over
You
here.
only, you only went out on one.
Then I guess no, I didn't date her. Then.
So you just told us about the time that you slept with a stripper.
That's what I'm here for.
Amazing.
Oh God, that just makes me think when we were in Thailand again, when we were in that freaking do you know the club where all the girls were like numbered like cattle?
Oh my goodness.
It was fucking weird.
So have I ever told you this story from my perspective, how I was feeling at that point?
I felt horrible.
Dude, I was so... Because bear in mind, you guys had all been on like holidays and stuff, been abroad. Do you know Thailand was the first time I ever went abroad? Like,
and that
I'd
was
never
the
been on...
second day.
You lose your
this is
play.
what I'm saying.
You lose your stuff for first day.
Exactly. So this is how much of a mare I was having. So, you know, most people might go to a nice little country nearby. We went over the other side of the world. The culture was totally different. The world was different. Got there the first night, lost my shit. Lost all of my... The airport lost my stuff, so I had nothing. And then the second night, we then go to that bar. What was it called again? Koi's Cowboy or some shit.
Soy Cowboy?
Soy Cowboy.
I'm pretty sure it's like Soy Cowboy, something like that.
Yeah. So, oh no, also, I forgot the bit leading up to it. So we get out of the taxi. Remember we get that taxi to that really random place where they basically tricked us into trying to get us into another club, but it was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. So we were basically sort of had those 30 minutes where we all thought our liver was going to get harvested or whatever. And then, you know, we then get to this strip where the party strip is. And then there's all the prostitutes who were just grabbing at me, by the way. Because no one looks like me in Thailand.
Hey, Bob Marley, where you want to go time?
Faleni!
Oh no, the best one I got was Jimi Hendrix though.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Dude, you got that from a white guy though.
Yeah, I know.
Like some
I'm an
drunk
English
American
guy.
guy just walks up to you and goes, "Dude, I've listened to all your music, man. I remember you back in the day when you did Voodoo Child." It's like Jimi Hendrix is dead, and he's not Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So all the prostitutes only touching me, and then we walk into this place. I'm thinking, oh yeah, finally. And then we just have that sight of seeing all the women in the middle of the dance floor.
Well,
all
Can I just say,
labeled.
women? Let's use that term loosely. Like they look like 12-year-old girls.
Some of
Like,
them did.
Some of
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
it was fucked.
It was so
Fucked up.
fucked up.
I think we spent, like 3 minutes in there, or maybe less. We literally got there, sat down, and then realised what was happening, got up and left. The weirdest point was when we sat down, there was an old man in front of us, and I remember the waitress came over to him, and he was like, "I want number 4."
Oh.
And it was
I
like,
didn't see that.
it was fucking grim. He was just some old man sat there like,
Oh.
number 4.
Oh man,
I did not like it at all.
Fucking
man.
hell.
I didn't like it.
Kind of wanted to slap him, but
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I just remember getting so like flustered, overwhelmed. Getting up, we then walk out. I walked away from you guys initially because I just wasn't really like thinking about it. I walked out of the strip, and immediately after that had all happened, that homeless woman came up to me with a little toddler.
Oh.
She was literally must have been about 10 months old. She was talking in Thai with a cup, begging, and then I gave her some money. Turned around, and then there was just 5 other women who were clearly watching what was going on, all with kids, came flooding out asking for money as well. This was like the first 12 hours of Thailand. Like, it was mad.
Ultra poverty, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like, it's insanely like, you know, because you know when you know these things go on in Thailand, we all knew it went on before we went.
Yeah, the sex
But-
industry.
Yeah, but seeing it definitely gives it a different, like, almost gives it humanity.
Yeah, I
in a
don't
way.
like it. I just realised I don't like strip clubs. I don't like anything about that world. I just find it a really uncomfortable world. I don't even get the attraction of strip clubs because you're just sitting there. You're not really allowed to, like, you know, I would understand if you could be with the people, but you can't be with them. You're just sort of staring, and like you can give a bit of money if you want a lap dance or something. I don't know. It just seems all weird and just boring. I don't want to sound like some SJW. It's like, I'm against strip clubs, and I don't think that you should exploit women.
Well, I mean, but we do believe that. Yeah,
I generally
we do
do
believe that.
I don't think it's a good
it's
idea.
misogyny at its absolute
I guess
finest.
if the strippers choose to do it, but the age of those kids, like, they can't be at the age of consent.
Also, when you say, like, when people often say this about women, them choosing this, how much is it of them choosing it, or are they just born into that world where they know no different and are brainwashed?
Yeah,
'Cause I don't really think anyone would choose that, would they? Really, unless there's something else going on. Like, I don't know.
Well,
But-
yeah, I think it's like, I think in this country, it's about, you know, a vast majority of the women who are in the sex in, who are in prostitution, they don't want to be in it. They're doing it out of desperation. They do it because of mental health issues, or they do it because they're being controlled by a pimp. So
I think there's always crazy amounts of reasons, isn't there?
I don't like how every time on TV when they have a debate of whether they should legalize prostitution. There's always like this posh middle class lady who's like, well, I'm a prostitute, there's nothing wrong with me, and it's like, you're not a good representation of the average prostitute because based on the facts. Like, so have you actually seen a middle class prostitute? You see it all the time, dude. Like when I used to work for a human trafficking charity, and like I remember like seeing all these debates like on Channel 4 and whatever, and it would just be like some posh middle class hipster going, well, you know, I do a bit of here and I do a bit there and I enjoy it. It's like free time. It's like you're not the average. We know, like, especially when we were in Thailand, we saw the average prostitute, and I don't know. It just
worse
not
when we were
like
in Patong, I thought, than Bangkok.
Yeah.
But Phuket was pretty bad as well.
Having said that,
Thailand
does have a lot of beauty to it, and there's a lot of
we're
really
just obviously
great
picking
people
out the
there.
bad bits.
Yeah, there's a lot
There
of
was
beauty.
way more.
Very nice people as
He's
well.
feeling bad now. That's because we trust it. He's like, oh no, guys, we actually do really like it.
Nothing was better than the moment we had in Chiang Mai.
Oh, go on, tell us that.
Oh well.
Well, there's various actually.
I was just thinking about the like little restaurant we went to.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. Everyone, we felt like, I don't know, we felt like models there. Everyone wanted to take a picture when we went there.
So basically we went to.
Hold on, I tell you, let Wayne tell the story. Go on.
You can
go
for
ahead,
it.
man.
No, go on.
No, we were just in a little like off-road restaurant, and we were staying. Our hotel was like so far away from Chiang Mai in general, so we were staying in some massive house outside the city, and we were looking for like somewhere to eat, and we just found this random place.
Yeah,
and
that
clearly
was it.
no one goes there that are like foreigners or like English in general. And we went in and they were all like really surprised, and then we tipped them like a tiny bit in our head, and it was loads to them, and they just treated us like kings and stuff.
The food as well, like
was so
amazing. Like, do you remember the tables with that had like the little heaters on them? And then we basically had to like cook our own food, but not.
You sort of there was like they give you a hot bowl of sort of soupy sort of water, and you sort of choose what you want to put in the soup, and you sort of get it cooked.
Did we have like a pig's arsehole?
No, it was intestine, wasn't it?
It's probably intestine. I don't know about the arsehole.
I don't think it was an arsehole.
I thought it was. I don't know.
No, I'm sure it was like.
I mean, I wouldn't really know what's. I mean, I know what. I don't know.
I just feel like I would remember if I ate a pig's arsehole. That's all, and I don't remember doing that. So
hey, you don't know.
Mate,
Mackie D's. That could be pig's arsehole.
We had a crocodile at one point.
Yeah, that was actually
and a scorpion.
As well. Yeah,
scorpion was quite nice.
I didn't like it.
It was a bit. It tastes like really sort of crisps, and then it went really weird.
The crocodile was nice. It tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it was. How did we get here, by the way? Like, how did we actually talk about this?
Oh, he started talking about Steven Spielberg's daughter's a stripper. Pornstar. You said exotic dancer.
She's an erotic dancer as well.
Or erotic. But yeah.
I imagine.
Okay,
there we are. Sorry, I had a bit of a refresh because anyway.
Well, moving on.
Yeah, go on.
Should we start talking about more sport because we're lads and we like to talk
about sport, don't we? Don't fucking touch me,
you
mate. I'll fucking have you, mate. What?
Fucking go.
Anyway, so yeah, the sport.
There was a lot of interesting games this week in football, wasn't there? We had
footballs.
I thought I said football.
Footballs.
Tell me about football, lads.
The amount of times that strap has fallen down.
Should I put this one on as well?
No, mate, you do your thing.
You need
rocket.
Stability.
Believe in your sauce. You came in with it strapless.
Me that's like twisted.
Well, I'm going to keep it like that.
No, please.
No, I can't. Sorry, bro.
Oh, thank God.
Right.
Sigh.
Anyway, football. Arsenal won 3-2. We're going to win the league.
Oh, you still like 10th or something.
9th, mate. 9th. Yeah?
Yeah. Good 20 points away from Liverpool.
It's all right.
No, we're 20 points away from Liverpool. They're like 40.
Yeah, it's mad. But so what was the week's result? So we had obviously Arsenal 3-2 Everton. United did their
3-0.
thing. 3-0 against
Watford.
Watford
are all right recent, and that maybe not.
They're picking up with
weeks,
what's his name, Pearson.
Yeah,
Nigel Pearson.
Nigel. I don't know. Fuck it. We need to start getting facts right.
No,
this fucking
I'm pretty sure that
Nigel Pearson. Yeah.
Is it Nigel Pearson?
Back before.
He was before he gave that guy the punch in it.
Did he punch someone?
That's why he got kicked out of Leicester, I swear.
He was just a bit of a dick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Like someone fell over onto him and he held him by the neck or something like that, and he got kicked out the club. Or something.
My.
Fair, I suppose.
And then fucking Ranieri came in and won the league.
Yeah. Oh mate, what? Oh Christ. Yeah.
What happened to Ranieri? Where is he now?
He's in Italy now. I think he's at Roma.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it is Roma. He's with your boys, isn't he?
He's with Smalling.
I always guess he's my boy, Mickey. Mkhitaryan.
Wait, he's not at... Mkhitaryan's not at Arsenal.
He's on loan at Roma, mate.
I had no idea. I thought you just weren't playing
No.
him.
There's a bring of Arsenal players. You never know. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. So what was the other results? Chelsea beat Tottenham 2-1.
I made.
What do you think about that red card? Do you think it was a red card?
Yeah,
or?
it is definitely a red card.
For some weird reason, I'm having a mind blank right now, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Celso, when he stepped on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Red card, mate.
Yeah.
Easy red card.
What do you think about referees right now? Particularly in the Premier League, do you think with VAR coming in, they're sort of pushing the responsibility away? You don't think they're being as assertive? They're not making decisions. They're not being as assertive and forceful.
My argument to this is they are making the decisions, but VAR comes in and overturns those decisions.
But if you're not even using VAR,
no, but that's I'm saying they're doing their job as they normally would. But VAR comes in, that's when it gets bad. Like to me, the refs are all doing their jobs perfectly fine still. They're doing as they would before VAR started. It's when VAR comes in, they're not using it properly. They're waiting for some other guy to make the decision when they should be just running over quickly, look at the screen, see what you think, and then if you want to overturn it, then look into more detail. But at the moment, they're just standing there. Okay.
Well,
and then carry on.
I think
Celso, he didn't even look.
I mean, I should have fucking seen it anyway. Geezer stamped on his leg. Like, it wasn't hard to see. I think it exposes the issues with English refereeing that were already there. Like, the standard of refereeing in top English football is abysmal. Like, it's so bad. Like so many decisions that you should be able to see literally live, and they just miss it. And then what's worse about it is this was why we got VAR in the first place. And what's worse about it is that the VAR is doing exactly the same thing, probably worse.
Yeah.
And I think it's also another thing. We think, VAR. What is VAR? It's not this computer system like goal line technology.
It's just another guy.
It's just another bloke. It's just another bloke like the bloke that's on the pitch making the same mistake. Do you know what I mean? There's just 3 of them in a room now. And you know, so...
Well, no, I mean, at the end of the day, you do when you look at the clip, even when you have the technology, it still is going to be some situations which aren't as black and white, and it's going to be up to interpretation.
Obviously.
So there are going to be times when VAR is used and a decision is made where there's still going to be some people saying, "What do you mean? That's a wrong decision." Like that's always
I mean you can't please everyone, but also it's
the inconsistency with constant when what was that, the Aubameyang tackle, and then there was one exactly the same.
So that was Aubameyang. I think we were playing Palace. I remember he got the red. And then what was it? Who was the player committing? Because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it a Chelsea match?
Was it a Chelsea match?
Chelsea. It was a top 6 match. But anyway,
whatever. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
And it was literally the same tackle, except he got a yellow.
Was it Son?
Yeah, might be Son.
Yeah, it was Son, and he got a yellow.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Sorry. But yeah, exactly. So it's inconsistent, right?
It was literally, there was no difference to the tackle.
So you do feel
neither player was maliciously going in, but the tackle was bad, and it should have been another red.
And I think also the
so
offside.
You don't know where you stand.
Yeah, exactly. The offside with rule is ridiculous, and handball.
Why does football have this problem more than any other sport? Like, you never really hear about this in rugby. You never really hear about this in boxing.
It's such a quick sport, and it's so... I don't know. Like, so much happens in a game with football. With other games,
compared to other sports?
I think so. Well, what other sports are you going to say?
I think in terms of rugby, the speed of the sport, definitely.
Yeah, that's like the speed of football. So much happens in a game, and so much depends on other
You
players,
don't think
not
that
only
happens,
on the ball.
A lot happens in rugby, like the amount
But
of
it's all
rules in
focus-
rugby you have to think
I don't know
about.
a lot
like,
about rugby.
Rugby has like loads of different rules you've got to think about. The difference between a ruck, what you're allowed to do in a ruck, what you're allowed to do in a scrum.
The fact is, I don't give a fuck.
I don't
about
even know.
rugby,
I don't even know what
so-
any of that shit is. What did he
Exactly.
say? Scrum. I don't watch rugby, so I got no
Yeah,
idea.
none of us care about that. It's about
Yeah.
football, mate.
Yeah.
It's about football,
About
mate.
football.
But the point is, they just need to get their facts straight in VAR. They're too like indifferent with every decision.
Yeah.
So
I think it
next
needs a bit of
season they
time.
need to.
It needs a bit of time.
It
It's
does
not
need
going to be
time.
perfect the first time round. Everyone needs to relax a little. Like, stop getting so angry about VAR.
No.
It's annoying though
It
when
will take
points.
time.
No.
'Cause at the end of the day, you don't complain when it goes your way.
No, listen.
You
It don't
complain
go
when
my
it-
way. This is my problem. If Arsenal,
moment,
right,
it's going my
right,
way.
if
Never
VAR
goes your
no. I'm
way.
going to say it right now. I saw this in this. All right. Admittedly, this was like a month ago, but it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
If we had had the decisions that should have gone towards us, we'd be 5th place, mate. 5th. We were 11th at that point. I've never seen Arsenal so low. So yeah, fuck VAR. I forgot about that. Now you've made me more angry. Fuck it.
I think that's it with VAR, mate. Before he bloody loses it.
Oh Christ. Well, anyway, we didn't actually say who the egg on our face would be.
You haven't said yours too. I did tell you to think of it.
Yeah, then we went off on a tangent about Thailand, VAR, like all kinds of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, all right, boom. So, your egg on your face. Yes, did you say who it was? Oh, the woman.
No, I said it was Steven Spielberg for being a bad dad.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, boom.
Jesus.
You go.
No, you
No,
just
'cause I'm
don't.
going to do exactly what Leo's told us not to do before we started recording. I'm going to
Big.
sit here for ages going...
That's what I'm doing. So you go first. You're next on the table.
Sugar.
I'm just gonna say the whole of America because they all like, oh, the bronze bomber's gonna fucking show Fury out, and they all got egged because fucking Fury punched him up like a little beanbag
A little beanbag, mate.
with his feather dusters,
With
apparently.
his little feather dusters.
Oh, mate, what a
Mate.
And all the American commentators because I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is something I want to talk about. American commercials. I constantly get this because I watch streams of like football, and the amount of
let's not say that.
Oh, shit.
Illegal line.
Yeah, I give a fuck. I can't afford Sky. Make it cheaper.
yes,
innit?
come on, I'm a poor man.
Yeah, I got money
But
for
like
that.
their adverts are so cringe compared to UK.
They are, aren't they?
Like they're all singing and it's like get testosterone today.
What?
Testosterone.
Mate,
Testosterone?
Was it
Get testosterone?
testosterone? I couldn't say the word.
Can you just get testosterone?
No, they have like little pills, and it's for men, and it's just this big geezer like talking to like, you should get it today, man. You're looking weak.
You're looking weak, son. Do you know what? They're so long. How do they ever watch any TV?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I thought our ad breaks were a bit
They
of a
had
joke,
two-
to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the United match, they had 3 at halftime. 3 different ads in the space of 15 minutes. So
Fucking hell.
they have the ad space, they talk for a tiny bit, have another ad, talk another few minutes, have an ad, and then the game's it's like 3 of these. Oh, and
I
they're
remember
all
watching
bad.
NFL as well. A lot of Viagra ads. Did you see that in the Super Bowl this year? There was so many Viagra ads.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like everyone in America is struggling, and it's just like
It's such
I
a.
feel sorry for them.
I thought it was quite a well-populated place as well.
Apparently not. But I think part of the reason is because we've got the NHS here, so we don't really advertise a lot of medicine.
Dude,
Whilst
not
over
for
there-
long, but not for long.
Not for long because of bloody Tories. But because we don't, because we got the NHS, we don't have to advertise a lot of medicine, whilst they do. So they've got all these different healthcare plans and all this different medicine. So therefore, that goes on the ads, and
I suppose they're selling it as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
Technically, because
yeah.
they have to buy their healthcare. So in a way,
Yeah.
it's almost maybe that's
yeah.
why.
Yes, this is all definitely connected to Viagra.
Oh yeah, that's
Have you?
definitely not.
That is medical.
We're just trying to like proper reason this out in some deep way. Yeah, like we're coming to some sort of conclusion. Look at us. Yeah, that's why. Nothing to do with it. He's right.
Have you
Not
ever
saying
taken
shit.
Viagra?
No.
Nah.
What's the
What do
weird?
you mean, Wayne? Viagra is a medical form of it's medicine, technically.
Okay,
It's if you've got
I'm
erectile dysfunction. So what do you mean? It's got something to do with medical
I
stuff.
guess, but it's not like the main thing when you think
Yeah,
of medical things. Really,
It's not like your proper healthcare.
Well, not for you at the moment, but when you're 60, son, you might think differently.
yeah, true. If I make it to 60.
Oh God, don't say that.
What's the weirdest thing like that you've had to use have you or used during sex? Like, have you used anything like a cock ring?
Why did you look into the distance as you said that, and
I
with deep happiness as well?
I had
You're like
a vision of all the different sex toys and stuff.
It looked like it really made you happy.
It's got a bit quiet, isn't it?
Have you used anything with?
Am I answering first?
I'm just wondering.
Well, you're next.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can.
I believe in sex after marriage. What's so funny,
He's
man?
He's so boring, isn't he?
What do you mean?
You know what he's like beforehand? He's like, oh, guys, we need to be all honest about
This is because your mum watches.
Of course.
All our mums watch it. Just say it.
My dad's watching this as well.
This is why you say it.
I'm gonna sound I'm gonna
course.
sound super naive when I ask this, but how does a cock ring exactly work?
I have no idea. I've never used it. That's why I asked for you.
Great, and I'm the only one that actually knows as well.
Wait, cock ring is
Really?
Yeah.
How does it work?
What's a
son?
cock ring got to
Show
do
us.
with? I imagine it's nothing to do with sex though. It's just it's like a piercing, isn't it?
No, it's like a fucking rubber thing that goes around your cock, and I think it stops you from doing your thing a bit too early.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
really?
it was used.
Now,
to, like,
I'm going to put this
help
out
her.
there. This is, maybe. I'm sure you get ones that add them little dodgy attachments that do shit. Do you know what I mean?
2 times scope. Can I get the red dot sight on my cock, please? Want to make sure I get the aim right.
Oh my god.
Can I get the red camo? Am I relating this to freaking COD? I'm getting. Do you ever get that problem? Do you get that problem where your lung kind of pops out of your fucking?
What's that got to do with your cock ring?
Doesn't sound great, does it? When your lungs sticking out. Oh, mate.
Do you remember when JLS brought out their own? Do you remember when JLS brought out their own condoms?
What?
They brought out their own condoms a couple of years back. Now they're back together, by the way.
Shit.
What do we think about that? Are we going to see that gig?
Not.
The reunited JLS.
Fuck me,
no.
Maybe they'll bring out some cock rings as well.
God, no, their audience is like 14-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a bit weird.
Well, no, they used to be 14-year-olds. Now they're going to be 22-year-olds, aren't they?
I can't even think of one JLS song.
Your eyes have literally just gone.
When my heart won't beat again.
Was everybody in love? Go put your hands
What's
up.
that club
I
one?
don't think that's them, is it?
That is them. When you're
Wait, did they
in
sing
love.
"The Sound Is Alive"? No.
No, that's Sound of Music, Wayne.
Did you?
The hills are alive
with the
sound of music.
You are
Oh, yeah,
modern
no,
day.
you're right. They did a version of it. The club is
it.
alive with the sound of music.
I knew I was onto something. I wasn't going
Yeah,
crazy.
no, you weren't. To be
It's all the
fair.
cock rings and the camos.
It's all too much.
It's blinded your brain.
Blinded by your grace.
Storm Z.
Oh, what do we think about Brits Awards?
Hey.
Here we go.
I
I
fully
think-
lost it.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it was good, man.
Thanks, Ryan. Cheers. Great input.
I think, yeah, no, it was cool. I think, I really like, actually, how many black artists were in the picture this time.
Yeah.
Last year we were talking about how there was none, or it might have been the year before that. I can't remember which year it was.
Was it last year?
Well, Stormzy's always been in it, like
It-
representing.
I know.
No, he has.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
always
yeah,
had
yeah.
like a massive impact, especially like politically.
No, there was a year fairly recently. I think they start getting fucking.
Well,
facts
the
right.
Oscars was famous for not having the Oscars and the BAFTAs didn't have.
Oh, I
they
thought
had
was
a
it
diversity issue?
Did the Brits not also?
I don't remember
don't
the Brits
know.
ever being.
I felt like
but
it's always
it could
been
have
quite
been.
diverse.
I don't know. Yeah, because they always got like a. Without sounding too.
But I don't really watch the Brits, so I don't know.
I watched a bit of it. Lewis Capaldi.
I saw
was funny.
Dave's bit. That's all.
Yeah, Dave was alright.
You know, there's one thing I'm going to say about Lewis Capaldi. Do you know what I didn't like that he did?
But
You see how
His
everyone, no. You see how everyone said Someone You Loved was based on Paige from Love Island.
yeah,
It was almost like he sort of was a bit spiteful when he came out and was like, "Oh, you know that song that I wrote about my ex, which you can see on Love Island." And he goes, "It's about my grandma, not my." And it clearly isn't about his grandma.
it is about his grandma. Have you not seen the music video?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean
It's like a guy depressed.
Yeah,
because his missus is dead. I think
it's
yeah.
Mrs.
Yeah, his
dead.
wife.
Right.
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 So
it's
it's
about
nothing to do with Paige. She's not dead.
No. That's just the music video. I think he thought it wasn't like cool, the fact that his song was about a girl on Love Island, so he's trying to make it sway it another way. I just felt like when he said it, I was just a bit like, you should just let people have it. Like, I think it was better that it was about Paige.
Why? Well, it's better
It's
for
sweet.
Paige's career, but it's not better for Lewis Capaldi.
Well, it just kind of looked like to me he wrote a really good love song about a girl he was genuinely like really heartbroken over, and then didn't like the fact that people said this girl was on Love Island, so he's trying to distract from it. That's what it just looked like.
I do know. I believe him when he says it was about his grandma. It's a very deep, meaningful song. So it's like, you can tell it comes from a place of more deepness than a Love Island contestant. But I don't know. What do you think, Wayne?
Couldn't give a fuck. Don't like him. No, I don't like him. Like, I just don't like his music. He's a pretty funny guy though.
He's a good singer.
Good singer.
I
just don't like his.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Lewis Capaldi and James Blunt? I reckon James Blunt because he was in the military.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh right.
Thank you for your service, James.
What? Like
another person who's not listening.
No.
Is he still relevant?
No.
He's got new music coming out. Yeah.
Has he? You seem really pumped about
yeah,
that.
like,
I see him on Loose Women.
He's just ready. It's
What
like
was
James
it?
Blunt. Yeah, let's go.
What was that song that he did with all the piano?
You're beautiful.
Ding,
You're
ding,
beautiful.
ding. That one. Ding, ding.
My life is brilliant.
Isn't that about taking drugs?
Life is pure.
Isn't that about taking
Yeah, it's
drugs?
about heroin.
So it's not really that pure, is he?
No one said he was pure.
I thought he was supposed to be this like lovely man.
He is a lovely man.
That everyone loves. That
Why can't he be
I'm
lovely,
chatting so
though?
much shit,
Why can't he be lovely but also write a song?
Your head's just like.
You can still write a song about heroin and be pure.
Sure.
Pure heroin. Anyway. But yeah, I think we've covered a lot.
Well, we didn't really talk about the Brit Awards either.
Fuck it.
That's not my fault. I brought it in.
Is there anything else you guys would like to say?
Don't know. Nothing really else. Nothing happened apart from all of that.
Okay.
All
right. Well, should we call it a day then, lads?
I think we should call it a day.
Yes.
This is going to involve a lot of fucking editing.
Oh, mate.
yeah.
Who's editing it? Me or you?
You do it.
I did last week's.
my turn.
Hey, sick one. Thank you for watching, guys.
Oh.
See you in future videos, probably next week or whatever.
Email us any stories we can talk about, just funny shit, or what we can talk about on the podcast. Like the video, subscribe, because like 90% of you aren't subscribed.
Oh, there we go. He looks at all the analytics like every
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
all right, cool. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.
I went like that. See you guys.
I did that. You did that.
I sort of just went...
I meant to put my second finger up, and I just went. I think I'm broken since the cock thing.